everybody. Welcome back to How Come. This week's episode is late because I was finishing touring with Ashley, moving into my friend Tim and his boyfriend Clayton's new apartment for like a week, scheduling my second vax here in LA, and having phone sex with Ben for the first time ever. Woo! I will tell you more about that on Patreon in the next few days. It was crazy, you guys. This episode is so good. I'm so excited for you to hear it. But before we get into it, I'm just so grateful for everyone who came out on tour and like said hi and supported me and Ashley and everyone who housed us and everyone who shared their yards and their pets with us. It was literally like a dream come true, and I truly miss you all. So grateful for Ashley for taking me along and taking a chance on a little cheeseburger. Inside joke. I ate a lot of little cheeseburgers on the road. Shout out to Kiana, who was our companion. Congrats on the House Squirt episode. She came to a show in San Diego. I accidentally sat her in the front row without realizing it was her and her mask. And then I like recognized her during my set. I was like, "Are you Kiana?" And she brought me a joint and saved my life. Also, shout out to Nina, one of our team members. We have not discussed how many How Come team members we have taken on recently. They all have names that either start with R or are Nina. So there's Roxana, Rachel, Remy, Robin, Nina C, and Nina R. And yeah, I met Nina R for the first time in Oakland. It was so great. We'll have to do a whole episode on all of the team members and what they do. But this episode, our companion congrats is actually going to be a team member too. All the way from Mexico, we are going to be talking to Roxana Gonzalez, who is our blog writer. We have a blog. Did you guys know? We've had a blog for like 5 weeks. It's called Aftercare. It's amazing. Roxana writes it, and we love her so much. And then our main guest for this episode is JR De Guzman. He's a comedian and musician featured on Netflix's The Comedy Lineup and Kevin Hart's Heart of the City. I met him on tour. We bonded fast, and we're going to talk about uncircumcised dicks and falling in love quickly and why guys spend so much time in the fucking bathroom. JR combines music and comedy. He serenades the audience into laughter with his songs, jokes, and stories. He's also the winner of the 2016 Stand-Up NBC and named the prestigious New Face at Just for Laughs in 2017. He's amazing. You're going to love him. You're going to love this episode. And I'm so happy that you're here for it. I want to thank Dame Products. Dame's mission is cultivating pleasure to enrich well-being. For satisfaction literally guaranteed and 15% off, head to dameproducts.com/howcome. Thanks to Dipsea for supporting How Come. Dipsea is an audio app full of short, sexy stories. If you're looking to heat things up, there's a story waiting for you. Get an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipseastories.com/howcome. Also, I am looking forward to cooking with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. And they are offering you 12 free meals, including free shipping, when you go to hellofresh.com/howcome12 and use code HowCome12.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna just...
Hi! You guys, this is Roxana. She writes the fantastic blog Aftercare. Roxana, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Aftercare.
A little bit about myself. I am Mexican. I am a cat mom.
Gatote
is his name. He's cute with the same mole I have.
He has a little Cindy Crawford mole like us.
Yeah, I love it. I am engaged.
Woo!
Newly
engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have a bachelor's in hotel management. I love tourism. It's a very sexist place to work, actually. I would always get the jobs for waitressing or hostessing or reception or whatever, because they were like, oh, you're blonde and your English is good. So, yeah. But I was not interested at all in those areas. So it was always an issue.
And then you found us.
And then, yes.
And you wrote an amazing blog about the podcast.
Which you loved.
Still love it.
That's great.
Nice.
That was the first one that we posted, right?
Yeah.
Tweaked a little bit. So everyone can go read it.
We updated it since then, yeah. So you can go read that on the Meet Roxana page. It's called What I Learned from How Come. And it's basically how you found us, what sex and life was like before us, and how it's changed and all that. And then, yeah, aftercare has been this place where, like, we haven't even talked about it on the podcast yet.
No, we haven't.
The blog has existed for 5 episodes, maybe 6 already. Roxana will give her 2 cents on the episode, how it affected her, maybe some more stats about the topics that we're talking about, maybe a little more in depth, a little more sweet, a little more sensitive if you need it. It's just a nice little companion to the podcast, especially like if you've already finished the post-coitus, if you've already been on the Patreon and you want something else, or even if you're not on the Patreon.
And you can't get enough.
And you can't get enough. Yeah. Cram it in. Go sign up for aftercare on our website, howcomepodcast.com. But the reason that Roxana is on today is not just to promote aftercare. We're also congratulating her because this engagement is very, very recent.
Indeed. Last week. 2 weeks.
Congrats. So fun.
Thank you. I am very excited and stressed as fuck.
Yeah. So how did he do it? What's your timeline like until the wedding?
So we've been together for 6 years and a half. With little bumps in the road, yes. Mm-hmm. For the last year, we've been very solid. And he got a job in the U.S. So we had talked about, we wanted to go live in the U.S. married, but it was like a far away thing. It wasn't going to happen
pipe dream
anytime soon.
Yeah.
And then we went to a very nice hotel. There's a cool, expensive hotel near Mexico City in the woods. It's called Hotel Boutique. Organico, actually. Organico Boutique. Organic O. Which are individual glass cabins. So it's a very fancy, and it's kind of like glamping.
Okay.
Glass instead of wall, so you can see the woods and nature. And
this place sounds cool. Everyone in the hotel can see each other.
I mean, it has curtains, but yeah. When we first arrived, I was like, I can definitely know if the other room is fucking. Like, I can see them.
But if you don't want to see people, you can
close the curtains.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So there is privacy.
There's a hotel in New York called The Standard where it's like huge windows so that like people sitting across from it can watch people have sex. It's like for voyeurs, and also like exhibitionists.
That's cool. Yeah. But no, the curtains are quite big. Yeah. And we stayed at the hotel and we had dinner. It was really nice. And then we came back.
Is the restaurant glass?
Yeah.
It's cool.
It is very cool. Robin, Sun Pictures.
Okay, so you get back from one glass box to your glass box.
Yes, smaller one. So then Jorge, as men do, went to the bathroom for like 2 hours. And I was like patiently waiting in my glass cube. I don't know if he was pep talking himself. But yeah. And then in front of the room, like 100 yards away from the room, there were people from the hotel setting up like this gigantic words that said "marry me" and a lot of rose petals, and it was very cute. I saw it and I got very excited because it was for me, because this was a very expensive hotel, and like we wanted to go to that hotel before, but it was like very expensive, and he was like, no, we can't do it, blah blah blah. And now we did, and I was suspicious. Maybe this was it.
Yeah.
And then they were setting up this thing and he was in the bathroom, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to pretend I didn't see it. And I closed the curtains and I turned on the TV, and then he came out and there were fireworks.
Wait.
And somebody was proposing outside of the room.
Shut up.
I was very fucking upset. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my
God. Why did you bring me here? Like, this is not cool.
You brought me here to see somebody else's proposal.
Bro, bitch, like, this is not okay.
Glass.
Because I was gonna say that's not very good of him to have you sitting watching it while he buggers off and you were just watching it get set up. It's not good planning.
Yeah.
So funny.
So anyway, I was kind of sad, a little bit depressed. Yes, I was starting to be very angry, but
keep it down.
Yeah. And then a girl from the hotel came, and they said they were doing a wine tasting.
Okay.
And it was free, and it was for couples and whatever. So we said yes. And she was like, I'll come in 10 minutes to get you. And then they put like a blindfold on my eyes, and they took me to the other side of the hotel. And then we were there, and Jorge took the blindfold, and he knelt, and he was like, will you marry me?
Oh,
and yeah, it was
so
super cute.
And this is the same day?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Half an hour later.
What a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
Was it like the same spot?
No, it wasn't the same.
Yeah, did they reuse the Marry Me?
No, they had 3 spots.
They had 3 different proposals on the same day?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Damn.
I guess that's like everybody's like
Go-to
destination.
place. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just as well those rooms have curtains, because there'll be a lot of, we just got engaged.
Fucking. Yeah, but then some people be like, you want to see what we're doing and what our life's going to be like?
Open the curtain.
Freakier than yours.
Maybe meet our future children that we're making tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Wait, that's so funny. I did not know about that part.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. I made a filter, like the one with the clown face that's like,
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll have to
They
post that on
sent it
the
to
story.
my mom, and I was like, I'm such an idiot. Why did I think that he was going to propose? Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, no, maybe he is. We don't know.
Me seeing a marry me sign, and it's for somebody else. But then getting engaged 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Iconic.
I actually, so I'm not ready to get engaged yet. And Ben and I have a really funny story that like this year during the pandemic, we had like pulled up to Walmart and it was like raining. Oh my God, I just saw a little hummingbird. So cute. But it was like raining, and we had just watched the episode of The Office where Jim like proposes in the rain to Pam, and it's like at a gas station or whatever. It's like very low stakes, but it's like super romantic. And I'm sitting in the car because it's like in the thick of COVID. Like I would be like, I'm just going to sit in the car. Like you go in. We don't need like multiple people exposing. Yeah.
And he comes over back to the car, like runs back, and he's like, Remy, get out of the car, get out of the car. And I'm like, why, what? And he's like, quick, get out or whatever. And I was like, in my head, I was like, he better not fucking be proposing to me in the rain in a Walmart parking lot. Like, I'll fucking kill myself. Like, I'm going to say no, or I can't say no. That's so rude. Like, what do I do? No, whatever. And then I'm like, what? Like, I get out and he's like, there's 2 Nintendo Switches here. Because there were no Switches at that point, because it was like everybody needed video games. Like Nintendo had stopped making the Switch or whatever. Like
they were in high demand. And he was like, and I was like, so what the fuck do you need me for? And he's like, they need 2 people with ID to show that they're buying it separately. You weren't allowed to buy more than one and like hoard them or whatever. And so I was very
relieved.
Very, very relieved to not be getting engaged. But it's so excited when you get engaged and you're ready to get engaged, which you guys are.
Yes.
And you're also even so ready to get married, like right now, like next
Saturday.
week.
Yes, Saturday.
How is it happening
it's
so
fucking
quickly?
nuts.
Why is it happening so quickly?
That's a good question. Okay, so
And how many weddings are you having?
first, Saturday. I got engaged 2 weeks ago, so engaged till married is gonna be 3 weeks. It's a fucking mess because I'm the first one in my family getting married, and he's the first one in his family getting married. But also, we're both the first ones getting married from each of their friends group.
Oh.
So everyone has like big expectations, and like everyone wants like a big fucking deal, and it is. But also very little time to plan because we need to get visas settled. Like he needs to leave in June. He needs to be in the US working in June.
Okay.
So we need to do the visa, I don't know, processing by latest May.
Okay. So it's
Saturday.
legal married first. So Saturday.
Yeah.
Does that take a lot of planning?
Well, I didn't want it to, but then my mother-in-law was a mother-in-law and she just made a big fucking deal. So now it's going to be like 50 people in her yard and with a tent.
Oh, I thought this was just going to be like legal courthouse.
No.
She's not letting that happen.
No.
Okay. This is stressful. Did you find your dress today?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We'd love to hear it.
Great.
I'm so excited to see you in it. Robin and I and the rest of the team will be attending the wedding on Zoom.
You will.
We invited ourselves.
Okay, and so that's wedding number 1. Wedding number 2 is going to be more friends, you think, later on?
Yeah, friends and family that couldn't come to this. So my grandparents, because they're getting vaccinated soon. And they have to be there because I'm the first granddaughter getting married. So
yeah, they're so happy.
Yeah, they're very excited. Yeah.
That's so fun.
But it's stressful, yeah.
It is stressful and it's hectic, but it's great that it's something fun. Like, it's great that it's not like a fucking funeral, that it's like, oh, we have to deal with this and it's sad. It's like we have to deal with all this stuff, but it's like, it's really exciting. It's our first baby making her own little family.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Oh, wait, we should talk about this just because we're here.
Yeah.
I got to meet Kiana. Remember Kiana from House Squirt?
It was such a cute meeting.
Yeah.
I met her at the San Diego show. Yeah. It was such a cute meeting.
Did you
cry?
cry?
So fun. We didn't cry, but she brought me a joint because I had like left the house in haste. And I was like, I don't know if you have access, but like, I'll like pay you for a joint or whatever. And she like brought me one. She was like, nobody in San Diego has ever paid for a joint. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And yeah, it was really sweet. And this tour was so fun. Like, we got to meet, I got to meet Nina, who's on our team. Speaking of firsts.
FOMO, yeah.
I know.
Big
The FOMO's
FOMO.
real. Rob, I'm so sorry. But I met Nina in Oakland. She came out, and that was really fun. We haven't told you guys about Nina, but Nina is the one who's doing all those little engagements in our Facebook group and on the Discord, asking you guys how you feel about the episodes, making you guys maybe more inspired to talk to each other, become friends.
Do it, guys. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Honestly, like all the companions who met each other at these shows really liked each other. Like, I liked watching like the community grow and be like, okay, I'm not responsible for this friendship. Like, this lives on without me.
I've done my
Definitely.
part. Fly.
I've done
babies.
I connected you.
Yeah.
And Ashley also, she had 2 fans that connected and like I think are fucking now. Like,
Sick. Good for them.
start talking to each other.
Congratulations.
You're all like-minded people.
Yes.
Get in the Facebook group. Join the Discord.
Okay, second wedding.
Okay, now second
Yeah.
wedding. Yeah, what's going on with that?
Second wedding, 22nd of May, Cozumel, which is an island in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
The list was 50 people, and somehow it grew to 100.
I bet it's gonna be 200.
Oh, I really hope it isn't. The hotel can't fit 200. So
okay.
That's hard. Yeah. But maybe 150, yeah, it could be. Fucking stressful. Yeah. I worked at that hotel, so I know everyone there. And that has been very helpful. So I can trust them and like be not a bridezilla about.
Mm-hmm.
Same dress?
No, different dress. Of course. Different
Wow, so you're going
course
dress
different
shopping
dress.
again. I don't understand dresses.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
we'll have to do a wedding
But
episode on dress culture too.
Can't. I wore the same thing 3
Fuck.
years in a row to my work do because I was not shopping again.
To your what?
I don't get it. My work Christmas do.
What's a work do?
Okay.
It's just like a party.
Do.
You know?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I don't get anything.
It's a work do.
Like, I want to be really accepting of everything you're saying, but it's not computing.
Okay, I wore them to my work Christmas party.
Okay.
Party. Well, I support somebody with one outfit, like fucking Doug, like wear the same outfit every day. Love that for you. Also support wanting to mix it up. Maybe like a destination wedding dress is going to look different than like a little backyard wedding dress. I feel.
Yeah,
definitely.
But you've still got more time to go shopping for the dresses. No, so you're trying to like get everything.
I have them both
right now. Oh, you
got them both?
Yeah.
That was my leading question. Was are you stressing now?
Are you going shopping
or
again?
are you shopping again? Because if you're trying to plan 2 right now, kill 2 birds with one stone while you're wedding dress shopping. That was my theory.
Different more, but yeah, I'm fucking done with dresses. Like.
You did it. You got it.
It was very stressful. Yeah.
I love that you're doing destination. I think it's really fun to get people in like one place, a different place than they're normally accustomed to, with a bunch of people that they've like either like met a little bit or like it's like usually 2 groups of friends merging. And then you like really get to know each other and like the friend groups and like what everybody means to this couple and like a really well-rounded view of like what the couple's life is like. And then, yeah, it's like Love Island, where like 5 hours in here are like a month on Love Island or whatever, and like the friendships just like grow faster.
Yes, no, for sure. Sounds great.
Definitely.
Sounds like a dream.
With all inclusive, so.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really gonna be, I think, nuts. Also, my parents, they haven't seen each other in 13 years. They didn't break up well.
Oh,
so I've been stressing over that from day one.
That's incredibly stressful.
Yeah, but I decided, fuck it. It's not gonna.
If they're adults, I'm sure that they will stuff it down for you. I
hope so. I mean, I know my mom will. I'm not sure about my dad.
Also, though, there might be like other buffers there for you that like are keeping them apart. Like I remember I went to a wedding where like, oh my God, these 2 people were fighting so much because one of them was on like drugs or whatever. And I had to like separate them and take them outside because I didn't want like my friend to know that there was like mishigas going on at her wedding. And she had no idea.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Good job.
So, thank you. And I told her like a year later and she was like, damn, yeah, I had no idea. So hopefully you guys you have little angels around you.
Yeah, I will tell people like you are in charge of keeping my dad in that side of the room. And stuff like that. Like I really.
Do you share your first time story in the Welcome to Me or no?
No, I don't actually remember like mine with doing it. So what are those lizards, the tiny ones called? The ones
Gecko?
that do like, yeah. So when I was a kid, my dad used to call me the Spanish version of gecko, which is lagartija, because I used to do it constantly. I was masturbating like by pushing, like that.
Uh-huh.
And then I was grinding the carpet,
like on the floor.
Yeah. I used to do that like all the fucking time, and there were guests in the house, and I was like masturbating somewhere, and my dad was like, "No, that's private." Like, so then he started calling me, I don't know, lagartijita, and
oh my
I
God,
don't know
Roxy
when I came, but I was probably 6. Yeah,
Yes.
Rocks the Liz.
yeah. So I came when I was like 6, and then I don't know, I kept masturbating that way until like 15.
And currently, are you receiving a good amount of orgasms?
I believe so, yes.
Good.
I bought the toy with the discount. How come discounts? Yeah.
It like feels like you're having sex with it and that it's like choking on you sometimes, which like
Yeah.
I never understood what guys liked when girls choked on dicks, and now I like kind of get it when my little machine is like bleh, bleh.
Jeepers.
We talked about aftercare. Do you have a favorite article that you want everybody to read in the blog that's already up?
Serotonin-based movement and
Yeah.
From Health
celebrating self-hatred.
Okay, so you guys go check out our blog, Aftercare with Roxana Gonzalez. Roxana, thank you so much for coming on here. Congratulations again on your engagement.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for writing this wonderful blog for us. And do you want everybody to know your socials if they can reach out?
At Rox underscore MGA.
Rox, did you finish?
I did. Did you, Remy?
I did.
Great.
Love you both.
Love you
See ya
guys.
on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Okay, I need you guys to write in like little drawings of what you think the hotel looked like before you looked it up, because Robin and I could not picture this shit for the life of us. Like, we thought it was like some great glass elevator shit initially. And even when I figured out that it was like little individual cabins, like I still pictured them wrong. So send in your drawings because I'm sure they'll all be very different. And also, sign up for Patreon because A, this episode has a really cute dog in it, and B, this episode was so heavily edited that Roxana's part, like, you get to see a behind the curtain. I am like extremely tired. Robin's extremely tired. Roxana, who is an amazing, amazing writer, I was nervous because she's like a fan of the podcast too, and she like couldn't get her words right. She'd been practicing them all day, but they ended up right. We did a good job. Oh, Apollo, don't bark. You're going to hear more about Apollo in this episode. But speaking of getting words right and maybe not even needing words to be right, phone sex. Okay, I had my first phone sex with Ben in the first place in LA. Ashley's camp friend was out of town, so we were staying in her place with her really fat, really adorable cat, Oliver. And it was the first time that Ashley and I were like in separate bedrooms the entire tour. Ashley went out to like lunch, to get tacos with like a friend or colleague, and I masturbated. Yeah, Ben called me. He FaceTimed me. I was fully clothed. It was a fully clothed FaceTime sex. But like a lot of the time when I'm masturbating next to him, I'm also fully clothed. So it was not very different. It was extremely comfortable. It was really fun. Like I felt like he was like there. And yeah, 10 out of 10. I never thought I would have FaceTime sex because I don't know. I get nervous about, like, even when I trust somebody, I'm like, I don't want you to have nudes on the internet, though I did show him my titties. And yeah, it was great. I highly recommend that too. And toys made by good companies. I am obsessed with Dame products. I know I introduced you to one of the co-founders, Alex Fine, a few seasons back. We should have her back. She's amazing. But they are making amazing products, vulva-centric products made by vulva-owning people, which we love. A lot of the toy companies that like you heard of back in the day, the reason that they weren't good is because they weren't made for people with vulvas. Like they were making like hulking dildos with like veins and stuff. And like, that's not anything anyone wants. I mean, that's not anything I want, at least. And I love Dame's toys and I love their mission, which is to close the pleasure gap, just like us. And they're making the world a happier place, one vagina, one vulva at a time. They have a new air pulse arouser right now. It's called Air. I haven't tried it yet, but it's supposed to be amazing. Can't wait for it to come. I have tried the Arc. I really like the Arc. It is a G-spot vibrator. It helps you discover your perfect spot, and it's really good if your penis-owning friend isn't around, or you don't have a penis-owning friend, or your penis-owning friend is in the corner and wants to see you stimulate your G-spot. Like literally it's good for penetration and it's good for G-spot stuff and I love it. Also, the Eva 2, I always have to give a shout out to. No hands, no hassle of holding a toy in place. If you are a vibration person and you like something to vibrate over your clit while you are being stimulated or penetrated, maybe with the Arc, who knows? You can do that and it only takes a finger to keep it in place. I think that these toys are so great, and I think that you guys will have a great time using them. And when you do, I don't want to say if you do, when you do, please DM me about your congratulations because we love to hear it. Roxana was just talking about getting toys with our code. So if you want to get toys with satisfaction guaranteed, with Dame, your satisfaction is literally guaranteed. For 15% off your first order, go to dameproducts.com/howcome. Again, that is Dame, D-A-M-E, products.com/howcome. These toys are amazing. Oh, also there's a pillow. It's a sex pillow. It's spelled P-I-L-O, which is so cute. But like if you want extra insertion, propped up your hips, there's a pillow. It's amazing. They think of everything. Okay. Also, going back to the phone sex, FaceTime sex, if you're like, I don't have anyone to do that with, Remy, stop bragging. Wasn't bragging, was just telling you about an experience, but also I have something for you. Presenting Dipsy. Dipsy is here for you if you need to be talked dirty to or sweetly to or like whatever. Dipsy is amazing. It's an audio app full of short, sexy stories designed to turn you on. Everybody needs like sweet nothings or sexual nothings to be said to them. And sometimes you don't have a Ben or like, I don't know, a person you're hooking up with or someone that can even like do it well, like, or maybe you do have someone but they like can't do it well yet. Dipsy is there for you. Each Dipsy story features characters that feel like real people and they have immersive scenarios so you feel like you're right there. You can listen to stories about hooking up with like your hometown crush that you never made a move on, or a coworker you always had a little thing for, or maybe like a story that puts you to bed. You know, because they have those too. And they release new content every week. So there's always more to explore no matter who you're into or what turns you on or like whether you have someone or not. It's amazing. And if you need it to wind down, that's amazing too. Dipsy has wellness sessions, sensual bedtime stories, and soundscapes to help you relax before you drift off. I love Dipsy. I think it's the best. So many people have written into me saying that they are having first time comes, like new ways of coming, all listening to Dipsy and like really getting in touch with themselves. So yeah, like if you want to listen to, like, we haven't always been comfortable with dirty talk. I feel like it's really helped us think of new things to say and do, and like just like other ideas of how to be that were never presented before. And they've got a 30-day free trial. So I think you guys, why not just try it out and like, you'll love it. It's great company. You know what I mean? Great company. So for listeners of the show, Dipsy is offering an extended 30-day free trial when you go to dipsystories.com/howcome. That is 30 days, 30, of full access for free when you go to DIPSEA stories.com/howcome. You're going to love it. Speaking of stuff you're going to love, our guest today is JR De Guzman. Like I said, he's fantastic. We met him on the road, or I met him on the road. Ashley met him a different time on the road doing colleges, and I met him on this tour, and he's a great guy. I fell in friend love with him immediately. You know me. I like have fucking whirlwind romances, friend-mances. And this was a great friend-mance. And yeah, we talk about the fact that we do fall in love and in like too deeply, too quickly, what to do about that. And it's a great time. Here we go. Welcome, JR. Woo!
Yay!
Yay! I'm so happy to see you again.
Yes, same. The feeling is mutual. This is fun.
How many days has it been?
I think it's only been like 2 days.
That's insane. Backstory. I just finished my outdoor West Coast tour with Ashley Gavin. It was Ashley's tour. I featured on all the shows, and we had different comics in different cities featuring for us. And we met JR in Sacramento. Was that the first one, or Oakland?
Yeah, it was Sacramento.
On
Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Oakland on Wednesday?
Sacramento, Oakland, Carmel.
Yeah, it felt like a week. Like,
Seriously.
It felt like vacation time. You know, like when you make friends and you're like you've only known each other for a week, but it like feels like you've known each other like forever.
And we're also in different cities, so it was like fast forwarding. It felt like a long time because we've been through a lot together.
We've traveled together.
Yes.
Yeah, and we've been tired together and like had to like fight through audiences. I mean, like the audiences were really good.
They were great, but there's always in comedy and like crowds. There's always there's obstacles that you come up with.
There's
and
obstacles.
So we've been through it together.
Also, like the backyard shows, like this is nothing like I've ever done before, or I think like will ever be done again because of the pandemic. Like we had to bring all of our own equipment.
That's the other crazy thing.
Yeah.
I've never really seen this before, but Ashley was setting up like her whole show from start to end.
Yeah.
And us as well, helping out.
Like minorly. Like I like set the flags. I like measured 6 feet apart, put flags in the ground. That was my thing.
I don't know. I moved things. That's what I was there for.
You moved things. Yeah. No, it was a group effort, and it was like definitely very intimate for like us and the audiences, because like we were in Ashley's fans' backyards, which were like amazing backyards. Some of them like they like let us stay in like the place that we stayed was in Carmel.
That was the best.
That was
ever.
like the best ever. It was like this massive Airbnb off of this like original house. Like this family has a house and then they rent out an Airbnb, and the nanny is a fan of Ashley. Shout out to Morgan. And she got
crushed it.
Yeah, this insane Airbnb for us to stay in. 2 beds in like the upstairs. So Ashley and I had that. And then you were downstairs with like a vintage car next to your bed.
Totally. Well, they also had like heated floors. Like the floors were heated, like just to give people an idea.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. It was like a house from like a James Bond movie or something, like with the vintage car inside, heated floors, unlimited pets for your petting.
Unlimited pets. We got really lucky with all the pets on the tour, I will say. Like, I feel like this is so different from anything I ever pictured touring. Like, this was my first tour ever. Everything I've pictured about touring is like gross guys in shitty hotel rooms and like mean people and like gross audiences and like no fat cats. And this was just the opposite. It was like a big sweet gay audience every night, like the hugest cats or like cutest dogs wherever we were, and like really good vibe. Like you were like, we bonded like instantly.
No, I felt that too. Like I was at the end of it, I was like, how do I say this without being cheesy? Because comics are so like against emotions usually, right? So I was like, how do I say this? I was like, this is one of my favorite tour experiences, like on the road. And I was trying to say that when we're all getting coffee on the end, and I was like, I felt like I was way too nonchalant about it, and I was driving home. I was like, I should have been
more effusive.
I should have just cried. They would have known.
Ashley, last night it was my last show, and then she's doing Phoenix tonight. Yeah, because like I can't go to that. And I was like, it's my last show. Oh my God, I'm so sad. She goes, are you going to cry? And I'm like, no. Do you want me to cry?
I think she does, though. It's so much more validating now as a comic.
It really is.
Yeah. Tears, like laughing.
I said that, remember?
We were talking about that, backstage.
Because there was, I'm really glad that you said that this is like your favorite experience, because I was wondering, like, as like a straight male comic, like what the experience was like for you.
I'm starting a podcast right now because of this week. It's like, wow, podcast fans are crazy. Like they will straight up murder for you. And like, that's what I need. My fans will just come up and say like, hey man, I saw you on that thing. Like, can I get a picture? And they leave. Your fans were like, who do you want me to murder for you? No, like you're like literally somebody, I don't know if this is too much, but they came up and were like, giving you gifts on like the verge of tears and talking about how much you touched their life. And I thought that was really cool. That was really sick. So
yeah, I never thought I could make people cry like in regard to like cum.
Yeah, but it is. It's an emotional thing because it's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, for example. And like I almost feel like coming is in the same range of self-actualization in a way. It's like a thing you want to achieve in your life.
Definitely.
And you feel a burden if you don't, I guess, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely released a lot of people. It's it's definitely helped me.
Yeah.
That was interesting though, as I couldn't really masturbate on the tour because like Ashley and I were in
Sure.
the same room every.
Yeah. No, I did it every day.
You did.
No, I'm just kidding. I just know that.
I was like, where? In
Yeah,
the
I just
downstairs
make sure I
bathroom?
find time on the road. You know, I've been on the road for a long time, so
Mm-hmm.
gas station bathrooms. No, same. I think the first time I masturbated was like when I got home, like back to my own bed, and I was like, yeah, this is nice. I miss this too.
Yeah.
Touring is great. But.
We got to LA after Carmel, and it was the first time we had like separate bedrooms in like 6 days. And like Ashley's like, I'm gonna go out and get a coffee, and I was like, okay, it's
take your
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So it was. I liked watching you. A lot of people tried to have sex with Ashley.
I could sense that. That's why I asked her on the first day, even like, is it weird? Like, do you feel temptation on the road and also being in a relationship, which I feel like she's pretty open about on her podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like, but people are still thirsting after her. Like girls are like wanting to help her take down all the gear and equipment, which is like, I don't know what that is.
That was really nice.
Sure they want to be helpful.
Yeah. But they also like want to hook up with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also it was cute because they also know who Jen is and they are really respectful of that relationship too.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's all very cute.
Totally. It's innocent, good fun, but also that's like, they're like, well, I don't know. I get it. I think they probably feel an attachment to her, hearing her all the time, and that familiarity. They're just like wanting to get to know her better.
Totally. Do you see my sweatshirt?
Carmel. Somebody gave that to you, right?
Someone brought 3 sweatshirts, one for me, one for Ashley, and one for Ashley's girlfriend.
The very first show, I think that's the first time I've ever been in front of an all lesbian audience. It wasn't like all lesbians. There was other people in the crowd too.
But predominantly queer. Like
Yes.
you were the minority as a straight.
Yeah. Honestly, I learned a lot this week even. It's funny, like I always still kind of pick up little things from people of like how she like commanded the room and all that stuff was really impressive. And seeing someone do... I still have a lot to learn about long sets. Like I've been doing hours for a little while.
Yeah.
But it's still like the pacing is something to figure out still.
Yeah. And like at the end of one of the nights, we were like, JR, like we think you might like be a lesbian.
I remember
because
that.
We were talking about one of my favorite subject matters, which is falling in love quickly.
Yep. That's me.
And you do that. Yeah.
I do that very much so. I've always had crushes really fast. Like when I was 4 and like other guys were like, oh, girls have cooties and all that stuff. You know, that I never felt that. I never felt that as a boy. Like I had a crush on my next door neighbor when I was like 4. I invited her to my birthday party and was like so proud when she sat next to me.
Oh my God.
I looked up. Actually, I have the photo in my phone now because I wanted to look it up in the photo album. I wanted I want to remember that memory. I look so happy.
Yeah, that's so
right next to me.
cute.
Yeah,
little baby romantic.
And I've always been like that. Like I loved rom-coms, love stories in general. And then it's like, I think now it's kind of coming back because there was a moment like as a guy like where I got like kind of jaded after going through some like heartbreak and stuff. Like love isn't real.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like kind of getting back into that where I'm just like, I'm a big softie again. I'm a big old lesbian.
Yeah, you are.
How quickly you just said, yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. No, just because like U-Haul culture is real with you. You're like, I meet you, I move in.
I mean, the thing is I would. It's weird. Like I think I learned how to play it cooler and like slow down because it just seems to be more accepted. And I feel like I have like pushed some girls away by like right away writing love songs right away and all that stuff. So I learned like, okay, let me just temper my feeling. But deep down, I do love pretty hard.
What is happening back there?
There's a gang fight in the street of my parking lot. No,
there's
I think it's trash day or something. Yeah, they're moving the dumpsters around.
Do you remember at the end of the Sacramento show, how hype everybody got and was in the trash can,
Yeah.
like in the dumpster.
This was a crazy trip. If this is your first tour, don't let this make you think this is what all touring is like.
No, I don't
A
think
lot
it's
of it
gonna be
is
like this.
just by yourself in a hotel, in a motel or a hotel, by a gas station and a Chili's, and no friends. This was like, we had the best situation where we all got along. The shows were great. The fans like loved being there.
It was like summer camp.
It was. We watched Summer House while we were staying like in a summer house. Like if you really think back to that situation, that house was so nice.
Yeah, the summer house finale was on. We had to watch it, and then we fell asleep on the couches. It was so cute. It was like a legit sleepover.
It really was. Like, I looked over. And
We
I was
like talked about like love and like our crushes,
Yeah.
and then fell asleep. Ashley had to wake me up one time because I was snoring.
That was one of the best experiences I've had on the road, staying in that place.
Yeah.
Being able to like do the show outside of the place you're staying at and literally go back into the Airbnb was amazing.
It was unreal. The funny thing about that show though is like Morgan, it was all of her friends. So that was like the least, like people weren't there to see us. They were there to see Morgan. Like Morgan should have done like an hour and a half and we all should have done like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. When she went on and finished, it was, they were done. They were like, yeah, that's what we came here for.
And then who? Like,
yeah.
But they did have fun.
Yeah.
Wait, what were we saying? How did we get back here? We were
talking about
love.
And
falling in love easily and all that stuff.
Rob, where were
Yeah,
we?
you guys were, you talked about falling in love quickly, having crushed so fast that U-Haul's real with him.
Yeah.
And then you started talking about the bins because there was
What?
clanging outside. The bins?
The garbage bin.
The garbage,
great.
yeah.
Okay.
That's where you got up to when you
I
lost
feel
it.
like, has anyone mentioned how like I wish I had a Robin like on my dates? Like,
Right.
What was I talking about? Right? Can you keep me back on track?
Honestly, and that's what the audience members did for Ashley too. Like I've never like asked an audience like what was I guess I have like you, but like you've said like what was I just talking about, and it's usually like you get it back or whatever.
Yeah.
But she would say it after like a conversation with audience members or whatever, because like a lot of them would call out to her.
Sure. And well,
And then-
she does a lot of crowd work too.
Yeah.
So it goes back and forth.
And then she'd go, wait, okay, where was I? And they'd be like, giraffe abortion. And she'd be
Yeah.
like, okay. And then just like bring it right back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what I was going to say, falling in love quickly.
Yeah.
Do you think like, because I'm like I was like a fairy tale person as well.
Yeah.
I still am very like I told you this, like Ben, when I'm like, how come like you didn't fall in love with me immediately? He's like, because that's not normal. Like I got to know you. Like you just like loved me. And I'm like, yeah. And I was right. And
Yeah.
he's like, okay, but that's not like a typical thing. Like how many of us and how many of them are there? And do we usually pair up with each other?
As far as like these people who love really hard.
Yeah, like the people who fall in quick and the people who are
That's so interesting. Well, so Ben isn't like that though. He's a little more, he's a normie, huh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But that seems to have worked out. That's a good question because like,
Do the people that you usually like end up with, do they fall as hard as you do?
I'm trying to think of my history of like long-term relationships. It's not always fast, I would say. Although it's more, it is fun. It's like the whirlwind.
I love the whirlwind.
At the whirlwind, where it's some crazy story right away, and you have like a cool like meet cute, you know. And those are really fun, but kind of in a crazy like high kind of way.
But is it just a meet cute in our minds? Because I thought Ben and I were doing the whirlwind. You know what I mean? Like I remember our meeting story and like him being like, do you want to smoke? And me being like, more than anything. And him being like, she's perfect. He does not remember that night.
Yeah. Like you hear music playing when you're like first talking.
Yeah.
And
like, do we just think of it that way because like we're cinematic?
Well,
like
remember
simps?
totally. Remember when we watched we were watching the end of, is it How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yeah.
At the Airbnb in Carmel.
Yeah.
Well, there was that perfect moment. We were talking, and I was like, wait. I want to see this.
Yeah.
I was like, shh. I want to feel this moment.
Yeah.
And it was like the climax of the movie where they both say the pinnacle line, and it's like really cute or something, and even deliver it in a way that's like a rom-com-y way. Yeah, I don't know.
And like the rom-commiest kiss too, where it's like the head is being held so tight. You know, it's like, that kiss, it's not even sexual. It's just romantic.
Yeah, he's like embracing your head.
Yeah, he's
Not even a
cupping her
kiss.
little face.
Yeah, I know. That's when I always wanted to be greeted at the airport like that. Like when I come back.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's like my dream. And then when someone didn't do that, I used to think like, this isn't real.
Totally. Like I've asked Ben, I'm like, what songs do you think of when you think of me? And he's like, what? Or like Ashley and I did like a lot of like singing and listening to music on the road, and I would just like be like, oh, I wish somebody would listen to this song and think of me. And she's
That's
like,
so
what?
Yeah. Well, I wonder, like, I would say you don't, as somebody who like, I do fall in love really hard, I don't think I need someone to be that. It's very fun.
Yeah.
But I can, as long as they can like, we can, I don't know, I just like romance and passion. That's how the best I can describe it. If we can have that, that's like enough like fuel for me to be like, this will be fun. But if it's just completely dry and they're not into that stuff at all, it's like, it's probably not going to last. Yeah.
No, I loved how like I think this is true with a lot of comics where we can just like bring up like, I don't know, uncomfortable stuff or stuff you don't normally tell other people. But this felt like a specific type of conversation. I've never had a guy say to me before, so what are your love languages, you guys?
Yeah, that's my like casual talk. We're all drinking coffee, we're just hanging out. I think this is right before we're all
breakfast.
Gonna leave. Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful day out, this weather. What's your love language? Like top two though. Don't just stop at one.
Yeah. No, I was like, I feel like all of them.
Yeah, that was great.
What were yours again?
My top two, number one, I think it changes with the seasons, but it's like, that's such a weird thing to say. I think it changes with the seasons.
But that's fair to say, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
I think it is. And then you can like tell your person too, like, you don't have to touch me as much this month, but say nice stuff.
Just say nice stuff. I'm going to be on the road. So, no, it's like the first one for me is quality time.
Yeah.
Like, just hanging out, like we don't even need to say anything, but it's just like nice to be together in some way, or like I like long phone calls and stuff. And then my second one is words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good ones.
But yours is all of them.
I mean, except gifts. Like I don't really like require gifts. What are they? Okay, there's words of affirmation, which I love. Quality time, I'm obsessed with. Physical touch, need. Gifts, like not necessary.
Yeah.
I really
Acts of
like
service
them.
is
Acts
the other
of
one.
service, really, really nice. But I don't
Like what
think
kind of things? What kind
necessary.
of acts of service?
Like Ben cooks.
Cool.
Right now I'm at my friend Tim's. He like made me pasta last night. It's mostly people feeding me.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, everything you've mentioned is like, do you mean just cooking?
Cooking? Yeah. But yeah, I think words of affirmation and quality time. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good ones. Those are good ones. I'm going to take
Those are good
yours
ones.
at
Yeah,
least for
use
this
those.
month.
It's good. It's sometimes you just gotta like, just like self-care or rest. Sometimes you gotta listen to what your body needs. I think it's the same thing with love languages.
I like that you said that it can change though, because it like, I don't know, it could sometimes feel so dire when you are separated from your person, or like you don't have a person or whatever, and you're like, but my love language is physical touch or whatever. Like you can do words of affirmation to yourself, or you could ask your person, like, can you do something else for me this month? Like as like a supplement.
Yeah.
So it's not so like, yeah, I need one thing.
For sure.
It.
Definitely. Yeah, it's like, and then you think, oh, why is that not like refilling me to feel loved or something? We used to call it, I don't know if this was from the book, the love language book or not. I honestly didn't read it,
I didn't read it either.
Yeah, I just looked at what the 5 were, took the test, and was like, I get it.
Yeah.
But there's like a thing called like a love tank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, is your love tank filled? And
yeah, Vicky Gunvalson on Real Housewives of OC used to always be like, my love tank is not filled.
What a like great way to start an argument. Yeah. You need to fill my love tank this month.
Who told you about the book?
I don't remember. I think like my cousin or something. It's the thing is I'm very lucky to have men in my life who like we do talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not like weird or we don't like make fun of like, oh yeah, you know, pussy, you're talking about this. Yeah. It's like we can talk about this stuff straight up. I feel like I'm really grateful. Like my cousin, we talk about this stuff all the time, and a few other friends. So I feel I've learned how to be just more comfortable in my own skin talking about this stuff. Like
that's awesome.
Just bringing up love languages over a coffee. I
love it. We also, I don't know how we got on this topic, but we were talking about uncircumcised dicks.
Yeah. That was at dinner. That was at dinner.
We were doing that over dinner?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Classic us.
Yeah. Honestly, and sorry to interject, but this was like the only healthy meal that I had on the road. I feel like I really noticed on this tour that like I do not eat well and I do not know how to cook, like especially like if Ben isn't there. Like I've always really wanted to cook, and I know I said last season that we were going to be doing the How Cook series and teach me how to cook, but we haven't been able to do it yet. And so I have partnered up with HelloFresh to teach me how to cook healthy, cook well, and eating delicious and healthy meals has never been easier. Like no matter what you choose, every single recipe is packed with fresh produce sourced directly from farmers. I'm looking forward to cooking with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit, and they are offering you 12 free meals, 12, when you go to HelloFresh.com/HowCome12 and use code HowCome12. HelloFresh offers 25 plus recipes featuring a range of flavors, cuisines, and ingredients, so you'll never get bored. You can try something new every week. Like I remember when I was little, my mom had like a 7-day rotation. Like 25-day rotation is so much better. No offense, Mom, but like, you know, you don't even have to get creative or look it up. It's just there for you. You can enjoy restaurant quality meals for less in the comfort of your own home, which I love. HelloFresh's gourmet recipes like balsamic fig sirloin are over 72% cheaper than average restaurant meal. This is according to a Zagat's Dining survey. So like if you want to have like a little date night and like you're like me where you like don't necessarily want to go out, do this. They deliver fresh, high-quality, pre-portioned ingredients so you can make the meals that are delicious and nutritious without even thinking about it. And ingredients travel from farm to your doorstep in under a week. So they're really, really, really fresh. HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or less. I love HelloFresh too because they've already donated over 4 million meals to charity in 2020, and now they're really stepping up food donations to local communities amid food insecurity. There's like a massive food insecurity crisis with this pandemic, and HelloFresh is helping out. So I've been looking at the website because I'm going to receive my first order this week, and everything looks delicious, like gnocchi with spinach and tomatoes, spaghetti and turkey meatballs, creamy chicken and mushroom cavatappi. Like I'm so excited. You know how I was saying that like trying to be healthier, like I don't want to like cut stuff out. I just want to like add healthy stuff in. Like this does that for me. I'm so excited. And yeah, I would love you guys to join me in this tasty experience. Maybe you can get your own HelloFresh box and we can cook for the first time together, or just eat HelloFresh for the first time together. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. I'm going to be so self-sufficient and be able to cook for Ben for once. This is so cool. So if you want to join me in this journey, go to HelloFresh.com/HowCome12 and use code HowCome12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. I think we're about to have a blast. There's garlic herb butter steak and lobster tail, and it takes 40 minutes to make. Oh my, I'm going to be a goddess. Okay, let's get back to talking about dinner conversation with JR. Dinner conversation.
Yeah, it's like breakfast, love languages, dinner, is your penis circumcised or not?
I don't think we asked that. I don't know how we got on it.
You guys straight up asked it, you know? I'm just minding my own business, you know? My penis, my
If you're
choice.
going to hang out upstairs, we got to know what's hanging downstairs, okay?
Yeah, you guys stopped me at the staircase. Like, wait, what's your dick look like?
Either way, it came up that you have an uncircumcised.
I got the hood on.
A hooded little friend.
That's
and
right.
you had said that you were like self-conscious about that for a while.
Yeah, so like growing up, I think like at 13, I think you guys were telling me about somebody who maybe got circumcised later on or something.
Oh, my boyfriend.
Oh, he did. Yeah, there we go. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now.
Hello.
That's Apollo.
Yeah.
Apollo, come here.
Come here, buddy.
Apollo, come here.
This can't be us without a pet involved somehow.
No, Apollo, come here. Show your face.
Hey, buddy.
How cute is he?
A little cutie. There's a cute dog here for
Little
audio
polo.
purposes.
Yeah, no, you guys, if you want to see Apollo, go to patreon.com/howcome.
That's such a great ad for your Patreon.
Honestly, it is.
You're just listening to the audio, you're missing out on the cutest dog.
The listeners of this podcast love pets as much as I do. The most popular topic in our Discord is just the pets of How Come. People posting.
Really? That's awesome.
Pets. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cutie.
But yeah, so uncircumcised, uncomfortable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how it came.
Yeah, uncircumcised, uncomfortable, unashamed.
Unashamed now.
Unashamed now. Well, we're speaking in just slam poetry now.
Yes.
Unashamed now. Unsure of the weather. Yeah. This one's called Uncut. But like, yeah, because, you know, I think, so obviously my parents didn't get the circumcision when I was a baby. And then as I got older, I think it was like just a normal thing to like make fun of people who weren't uncircumcised or who were uncircumcised. Yeah,
It was
totally.
so weird.
And it's like weird because it's not even like it was from seeing the dicks. It was just like
The idea.
it was just an understood thing. Like, let's make fun of that.
Yes.
And so I was like, fuck. I'm like, going into high school, someone's gonna see my dick. That's how high school works. You get in there. Hey, who's the new guy? Let me see your dick.
Look at his dick.
Look at his dick. Yeah, that's how I thought it was. You're just going into geometry. I'm like, oh man, I gotta show it. and so I really, really was like Googling it, looking up like, does it hurt? How long can you be out for? Maybe I'll just like schedule a week out of class. I'm gonna save money. I'm gonna do a fundraiser. My parents won't even know. I'm gonna cut my dick. And so, because actually my dad got a late circumcision.
Did he?
He did.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I should ask him. I don't
Yeah.
know why he did it. But he did it, so I was like, well, I guess I should do it too. And I didn't. And then I started to have like my first, you know, sexual experiences and stuff. And then that's when I became more comfortable, weirdly.
Yeah.
Because that's when I was like, oh, no, it's not even a thing. Nobody
like
cares.
nobody notices. Yeah.
Nobody even notices. Yeah.
Yeah. It's way more like the fear of the unknown than the thing itself, you know.
Exactly.
Like it's really not that bad, you know, like it's
fine.
like
Yeah.
it's totally fine. And like, yeah, there was some weird I don't know where it came from that like people were just like, yeah, like uncircumcised dicks are gross.
Yeah.
Like to the point that there was a kid in my grade, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but he was so nervous about his uncircumcised dick. And he told me and my friend, and he was like, yeah, I'm uncircumcised and I feel weird about it. And like, I don't want any of the guys to know or whatever. And then for whatever reason, because it was high school, he showed everyone his dick one day.
Yeah.
No, he didn't show everyone his dick.
Oh,
But he,
okay. I was like, for some
like,
reason, I'm just like, yeah.
no, they saw it in the locker room or something like that. And they were like, wait, you're not uncircumcised.
Oh, what?
Like he had been like made fun of by people for being uncircumcised
So
before this.
He
Like
just thought
he
that
just
it was
thought
because
it.
of what other people said.
dicks in general also are like strange looking. So he was like, oh,
Yeah.
I must have like an uncircumcised dick. And like for like, because I have a dick.
I wonder if that's a relief to just be like, no, dude, you're not uncircumcised. You just got a weird dick.
It's just like a dick.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
Yeah.
people were looking at enough photos of dicks.
And that's the thing is like, I mean, there's just so much
People have to look
ignorance.
at more photos of dicks.
I was going to say, like, I don't know the answer here. Is it, we got to show everyone pictures of dicks real early on. Look, they're all kind of weird looking, and that's what makes them all normal, you know?
Right.
But I guess that's a hard thing to, like, push to public schools and stuff.
You can show them soft instead of hard.
Yeah, true.
Hard
Yeah,
thing to
soft
push.
feels safe.
Soft thing to push.
Soft thing to push. It's a soft sell.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I started to realize, like, even people who would, like, I would hear things like, oh, I would never be with a guy who had a uncircumcised dick, like in high school and all this stuff. And I was so self-conscious, wouldn't bring it up. But now I'm like, I want to be the ambassador of, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, these are normal.
Yeah.
They're great.
I think I've
Campaign
only
for
had
'em.
sex with one uncircumcised penis.
Mhm.
And I remember at the time, I was actually in my friend Tim's apartment right now. I was in his apartment in New York, and I banged this model in his bathroom.
Nice.
And
Great.
I knew that he was uncircumcised because somebody else had banged him in that bathroom the day before.
Wow.
And they
This
gave
guy.
me the heads up. And I remember, like, proudly proclaiming afterwards, like, because Tim was like, how was it uncircumcised? And I was like, I didn't look. I just put it in, you know, like, as if that was like you don't look at them. Like they're so gross. And then, like, I did some Googling after because I'm like, no, that was, like, really stupid. Like, that was, like, a missed opportunity to see, like,
go
what it
see it.
actually looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, then, I looked at images and I'm like, oh, they're great.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. I like it. And you have options of looks. You know, as a model, maybe that's why he went that route. Because, like, look number 1 or look number 2.
Yeah. You could put it in a ponytail. You could put it in space buns.
Yeah. Commercial, or do you want a little more chic?
Yeah.
There's a lot you could do with it.
And, like, we've learned from this podcast, apparently they are more sensitive. Like,
That's what I've heard. You know, I don't know any other way. I've only lived with this guy.
right.
That's
But
what
it's
they
like,
say.
you got to do less work with a uncircumcised dick because their sensitivity is heightened. They also are more sensitive to other people. There's less, like, ramming and cramming. I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
will
that.
send, just like how you sent out, like, you send, like, an online survey to fill out before, you know, questionnaire for the pod. I'll send out a questionnaire to all my past lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was I sensitive? And they'll
Was
be
there
like,
less
yes,
cramming?
you cried all the time.
It's like my emotional personality matches my penis's personality. Like, we're both very
Exactly.
sensitive. And I would say as a personality, I'm also uncircumcised.
Yes, I love that. That's what
Yeah.
you want. You want, like, a junior you down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the real me.
Yeah.
So I'm showing him to you.
Me and she.
Me and she.
Yeah, we didn't just talk sex. We got into some philosophical shit, you and I, late night, getting super stoned.
Are you talking about my soul? Like when I thought I lost my soul? Or what?
Oh my God, I'm not talking about your soul.
That was a big deal for me that,
That
night.
was a
You don't
big
even know.
deal, though.
I thought that I legitimately did not have a soul for like maybe a good 30 minutes.
Because we were sitting outside and, like, there was outdoor porch lights that had, like, a timer, I guess, of, like, if people were around, and it would, like, go off every so often because we were sitting down, and then, like, I'd, like, walk over and, like, turn it back on. Every time JR walked over, like, it would not turn on. Like, he was like,
Yeah.
am I here?
I really was like looking at you adamantly, Remy, am I here?
Am I here?
Tell me if I'm not here and I'm just finding this out.
Nope. You were there, and you finally turned it on, and you were like, my soul! My soul
Yeah, I
is
jumped up super hard. I was like, no, I'm going to fucking prove that I have a soul. And I jumped and like just pushed my body out into the air. I was like, I have a soul.
good movie, good
But-
thing to have.
okay, so what
turn
was
on
the
lights.
spiritual-
It wasn't even, like, spiritual, but maybe, like, more
Philosophical. you said.
existential. Yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about, like, the earth, and I was talking about, like, if humans, like, even need to be here. Something like, I, like, got into, like, one of my things where I was just
Yeah.
like I'm trying to be, like, a good person, but I also feel like just being a person, like wastes space and wastes resources and stuff, and, like, kills animals, and, like, are humans even good for Earth?
Yeah.
And you said this thing about a cow that I just need you to repeat.
Oh, I'm so glad you remembered that because it's like it's a totem of my life. It's like a very symbolic thing I remembered. Well, I think you were talking about, do humans need to be here? Are we ruining the earth? And I was like, I saw this cow in Hawaii that changed my life.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, that's how I started the story. It's like, Remy, I know exactly what you mean. This cow. Because I was working on a farm in Hawaii after college, and I saw this cow basically just, take a dump and then move on and eat some grass. And it clicked right there. I was like, this is the most intelligent design I've ever seen. Because this cow can eat the grass and then fertilize it, and the grass grows back, and that's just his whole life.
That's his whole life.
And it's just set up. It's like so simple. It doesn't need to try to do anything else. Versus,
and he doesn't have to worry about taking away because he's always giving back.
He's always giving back. It's a cycle. It's a loop. He doesn't question the loop. It's just built in for him. And it made me think about like humans it's just we're making it too complicated.
Yeah. Did you ever read *Sapiens*?
No. What's that?
It's a book about like the history of humankind from like the beginning. And I only read it until the part that I wanted to know like where we fucked up. And I think about this a lot because like it was recently Earth Day. Also, I think we might have had that conversation on Earth Day or whatever, just not even knowing it because everything was so cosmically aligned.
Wow. Yeah.
But like, yeah, I read *Sapiens* to the point where I was like, where did we get it wrong? And *Sapiens* said when we started settling down and making property, like before we were just like kind of cows, like running around, taking stuff, but also probably giving back or doing, I don't know.
Like hunter-gatherer type
positive
stuff.
Yeah.
And like working with nature, not just like, okay, we're just going to domineer everything.
Yeah. Not being like, hey, I'm going to make this place something that I like. It's like, no, I'm going to use this place for what it is and then like move on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. Like, it's in some cultures kind of still have a connection to that. Like I would say when I go back to the Philippines, for example, you can so obviously see the very westernized areas, just skyscrapers, malls, and Catholic churches. It's like the city. And then you go out to these more rural provinces and like they still know like all the names of the plants and trees and the animals and everything around there and can like change with the seasons of what they need to do. Whereas here, like where I'm at in the city, I have no idea what this tree outside my window is. I have no idea like what it does, what it needs, all that stuff. We just like kind of dominate the area. So maybe that makes sense. Maybe that's along the lines of the *Sapiens* thing of where things kind of changed.
Yeah, and I think that's where we got into the conversation too, because I was like looking at this like beautiful house and like we had all kind of joked like, oh my God, we need to be so loaded. Like this is the life.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
whatever.
I just want to be rich when we saw the house. Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, here's my thing.
Yeah, you said something really cool about imagine this is a great property, but how many medium houses could this have filled and satisfied people?
Yeah. If I have a huge house, then I love that. But then I also think about the people that could have had like a medium-sized house instead of my huge house or like a small house even or whatever. And like just like, the constant dread and guilt of even like taking up space or taking up resources.
And then I think that's how we got into existentialism and our own self-guilt with trying to make money.
Which we still want to do. Please join our Patreon.
This is a good time.
I do not have a home currently, which is interesting. It's very interesting that that's where I'm at in life is like this nomadic lifestyle. If *Sapiens* got it wrong by people settling down, I'm completely not settled down anymore. I don't have apartment where my shit is. Like, I guess I technically live with my boyfriend's parents a little. Like, I have some shit there. I've got some shit at his house. I've got some shit all over the world, but like, no home right now. And I feel the most secure
That's so fascinating.
that I haven't in a while.
Yeah, I was going to ask how that makes you, like, does that change your perspective for being sort of nomadic? Not nomadic, but like not rooted to one spot right now?
I like it. I think it's nice.
Yeah. I live in a van for like a year. Did I tell you that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I did like the
When?
van life for 2019 all the way up to the beginning of the pandemic in 2020.
No way.
Yeah, just traveling around.
And then you can't travel, or you didn't travel during the
Well,
pandemic.
because I had to take showers at like gyms.
Yeah.
and stuff. So I had this Ford Transit 250 van. Those like kind of like those little sprinters you see on like Instagram. And it was converted, and I would go stay at a national park, do some shows in the city nearby, and then go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have to like shower like at a Planet Fitness or go to a yoga studio and like do yoga in the morning and then go shower and continue on my day.
It's a good like hack to make yourself work out.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I was like, okay, I have to work out in order to take a shower. like, and it was good. It was kind of like it was exactly what you described. I kind of felt this thing where I kind of wanted to like, I sold a bunch of my stuff in LA and got, like ended that. I think the lease was ending anyways, right around that time, and just wanted to kind of be a little bit more unrooted for a while. So I did that for like a year.
And then you went with your parents when the pandemic started.
Yeah, and then I just parked it there. And then I thought about making these like parody van life videos where like, you know, they open the side door and it's like a beautiful lake and they're like holding their coffee. Like,
Yeah.
Thought about like opening it up and I'm in my parents' like garage or like I'm like walking in, like going to their room while they're like making me pancakes and stuff. God, van life. So sustainable.
So sustainable. I just use bathrooms from the locals.
Yeah. You gotta
Mom.
integrate with the locals. Yeah.
Mom, are you done yet?
Yeah. Dad, get out of the bathroom. Yeah. My dad's like, clean the room.
And how was van life?
It was cool. I mean, it's obviously not perfect. I think a lot of the videos and advertisements that you would see on Instagram are definitely show you the ideals of it. But it's not perfect, but it is really cool. It's a very niche lifestyle. You meet a lot of cool people who like, the most unifying thing is that everyone went through so much like against so much social conditioning to say, I'm going to go do this.
Yeah.
So they're very conscious of why they did it. And if you ask anyone why they did it, it's going to be some cool story of like, oh, I just turned 30 and realized that this was not how I wanted to live my life. So I wanted to do a reset or something. And I met one that was a family with like 3 kids and they had a truck and like their trailer hitch and they were just traveling around the country. And I thought that was a really cool one. But
it's a really cool way to live. Like, I don't know, like if I'd want to do it forever or whatever, but like
totally.
Some of the things that I love about stand up and traveling, like, is like you just get different perspectives all the time. And like you really are like forced to reckon that like everywhere you are, there you are. So like if you're having an issue, like it's probably you if it's an issue in every place. So it just like forces you to like check in and like also like see like, I don't know, what the capacity for people to be so different in different places and so similar.
Yeah.
So really nice.
I like that saying that you said, or that thing you said about it's probably you if you're running into people like that when you're traveling. Someone said something, it was like when you meet 3 or 4 assholes in a row, it's like you might be
you're
the
the
asshole.
asshole. Yeah. There was, when I did improv, it was like if you're not having fun, you're the asshole.
That's so good. Yeah, it's such a good philosophy. And I think, traveling around doing the road, you meet people, you probably like learn how to adapt to everything a little bit better. So yeah, it's a cool life.
I don't want to jump back to falling in love quickly for a second too. And like heartbreak and stuff, because I do think that like moony-eyed people like us, we also have like hit these like roadblocks that kind of make you very disillusioned. Do you think those things are actually helpful sometimes?
having those like heartbreaks.
Having had those experiences, yeah.
I think so, for sure. It's like, I guess if I look at my own experiences, I know that people like you and I, we can like love really hard, whether it's a friend or a relationship, and being able to, what's the word, like differentiate or know when it's somebody that has earned that level of trust versus just giving it away and like being vulnerable to everybody. That's just bad boundaries. So I think it's a way where I've learned to have better boundaries about it.
Yeah. I definitely like, I used to get like pissed about some of the stuff, and I'm like, no, I think that's a healthy way to, so maybe next time you don't get knocked down so far because your expectations weren't so high.
Yeah. There's something to it. Somebody said something, the nice thing about it is like, you can show somebody the capacity of like, this is gonna be so cheesy, but like the capacity of like the depths of love, you know? And it's good. Some people need that. Some people like, even if I'm with somebody and it doesn't work out, it's like, I like knowing that I could like give them like a lot of love. That makes sense.
And that they have like fond memories.
Yeah. Like it doesn't always have to be the one necessarily.
It does not always have to be the one. Do you ever think of like your life as a love story?
What do you mean?
Like, are you the main character in a love story to you?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, my last relationship was like 3 years ago. And I had a few like promising things that didn't work out. So I got a little jaded. And so I was just like, doing what I'm doing. But I do like to think of it as like, there was a scene in The Office where Michael Scott's talking about Holly, and Holly gets back with the other guy in Nashua. Yeah. And he's like, and he was gonna profess his love, but he decides not to. And he says that thing where he's like, I think Holly and I just have one of those long love stories. Yeah. Or we're not in each other. And so I kind of think about that, where maybe I'm in that, where it doesn't have to be now or whatever, but whoever my person's gonna be. It's like we can have one of those long love stories. Yeah, it's so cute.
I was gonna say something corny too, that if
get it,
like sometimes I think of my life as a love story with another person, and then sometimes I think of it as like a self-love story that like there's like just like a lot of other wonderful characters in.
Oh, that's so cool. Can you go into that? I'm so interested in what that looks like.
Just like my own blossoming into like liking me. Like it's taken like a really long time. Yeah. And I feel like not society, but I've at least been so focused on loving another person as that being a valid thing. Like, oh, can you love someone and they love you back? Okay, then great. But really, like, I think you got to start with number one before, although, completely. You were romantic at 4 years old. I had a boyfriend then too, so.
Well, I think like what I'm working on now, and especially not being in a relationship for a while, it was
what you're twerking on?
What I'm twerking on right now, everything, that's how I make it. I'm never working. My self-work is always twerking. Get it? Yes, queen. I just have like a therapy podcast that's all like twerking out.
Just twerk it out. We stand a twerking king. Twerking king.
Twerking.
The king. Twerking. Yeah.
Copyrighted right here.
Right here. 10%.
Only for the
please.
podcast.
Thank you.
But I think what I'm twerking on right now is finding the value in myself. And so that way I'm not like so attached to everything around me to like get validation or value or self-worth. Because I find like that's when I'm being the most authentic, like both on stage, in relationships, to my friends. Like, oh, I'm doing this because I believe in this and I think I'm worth worth it?
Yeah.
Like how I question it because I'm still working through that stuff. I think I'm
worth it.
Worth it. I think. Maybe.
Could I be?
Yeah, when I have a really good set, I'm like, I'm worth it.
Yeah.
And then when I bomb, I'm like, I don't know, am I worth it?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes I'll have a good set and I'll be like, me?
Is this me? I don't know.
It's very bizarre. But yeah, self-love.
We're twerking it out.
We're twerking it out. And speaking of self-love, do you remember the first time you haven't had an orgasm?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
So I was so young. It's kind of a weird thing, but is this
how young?
How young? I was like 7 or 8.
That's not that young.
That's not super young?
Actually, it's not very young for females.
Okay.
AFAB people. Assigned female at birth. I learned that on the tour. AFAB.
Assigned female at birth. I need to learn those things. That's what I realized
you knew
on
that?
this.
Good job, Rob.
See,
Rob's Gen Z.
Hell yeah. I know. I need a Gen Z just following me around, correcting me everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I can.
Or you can just follow them on TikTok and they will learn you.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
TikTok education.
But yeah, how was the first time you ever did that?
Yeah, so I was like 7 or 8, and I was playing a video game. I was playing Metroid. I forget if it's called Super Metroid or Metroid for Super Nintendo in my little sweatpants. And the character, like, whenever you die in the game, like, their suit comes off for some reason, like the armor. Yeah, right? Little kids are playing this game. Yeah, it's like you die. It's gonna
be like they get naked as like a joke.
Yeah,
it's like,
they do.
They do.
And every time they died, a little like boost, I don't know, dopamine or something would happen in my head. I'm like, whoa. So I wasn't like actively dying on purpose at first, but I think eventually I was just like looking forward to when I died in the game. And
oh my god.
Yeah, so it's taught me some really weird kinks, I think. But
you're just like jumping off cliffs trying to come.
Such a rush. Yeah.
Your clothes fly off.
Yeah, your son is always in the hospital getting injured and he's into it. And yeah, so like I got my first little boner. You know, like if you have My Little Pony, I had My Little Boner.
My Little Boney.
My Little Pony. There's a song in there somewhere.
My little bony, my little bony, a bony that is little, and it's mine.
And it's mine. So my little bony, you know, poking up through my sweatpants. I'm like, what is this? It was like a little antenna to me. Like it was a signal. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know we had reception in this area. let me tune in. And I don't even remember how I started just like, you know, going from playing to the video game to playing with My Little Boney. But I started playing My Little Boney and it felt good. And then it's so funny because I knew when it was over, you know, like I knew when I finished or climax. It's weird saying climax as an 8-year-old. 8-year-olds don't climax. Yeah, you don't climax as an 8-year-old. You just
finished.
You finished. You're done.
Yeah, you're done.
You got to go back to chores or something.
I like to call it the good feeling for children. You know,
good feeling.
You had a good feeling, and then you finished your feeling.
That's really good. You sound like a marriage and family therapist right now saying that. You had a good feeling.
Thank you. I've been to a lot of marriage and family therapists.
Oh, I have too. So I had the good feeling, but I was too young to even like ejaculate. So it was just like,
but it was just the feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I first could ejaculate, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
What's wrong with this?
How much later was that from the first little bony? Okay.
I think it was a few years from
this is a clinical term now.
My first an MFLB, AFAB, MFLB, which I think is like a sports league. Welcome to the MFLB.
It's a junior league.
Yeah, it's a junior league. We're only uncircumcised dicks.
Minor league. Oh, gross.
No, hey. Positivity on these uncircumcised.
Oh, no, I was
dicks.
saying for children.
Oh, yeah. It's a
a
very
little
confusing
bony.
metaphor that we're trying to use here.
It's very weird, but we'll see what I do with it in editing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So my MFLB couldn't fully ejaculate, I think, until it was well after my first communion. I remember that. Because I went to Catholic school. So I do it, I timeline all my sexual growth through the sacraments
From your communion.
of the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see, my confirmation. I think that's when I got my, hit puberty. But
What's a
I don't remember
confirmation?
when it was. Confirmation, honestly, I don't even know. They just run you through
Okay.
the rituals.
Is that like the bar mitzvah, basically?
I think
right?
so. It's like you're officially a Catholic, I think.
Okay. And then a communion
Yeah.
is, I thought it was just like
Communion
doing
is when you eat the
communion.
body
Yeah.
of Christ.
Can't you do that every year?
You could, no.
Oh.
You go up and then until you're, you get the sacraments of communion or whatever, you have to like go like this or something.
Uh-huh.
It's like the mark
cross
of
your
the,
arms.
yeah.
Because children can't drink blood yet.
No.
How old are you,
can't
when you
have
are
the blood
allowed
of
to
the
drink
Savior.
blood? Yeah.
I love the Catholic Church stuff. It's like so weird and creepy, but like I respect it too.
I mean, there's great things and weird things about
Yeah.
most
All
things.
religions, exactly.
And the witchcraft element, I'm here for.
I'm here for it. Yeah. Y'all want to wear robes and have scepters?
You want to drink
Cool.
blood? Yes.
Let's
you want to
go.
drink wine and call it blood? I love that. Let's make some
go.
potions. Yeah.
It's so Harry Potter.
Swing that little fucking smoky
is.
ball around. I love that.
Yeah. It's kind of like a gay magic show. And
Yes.
yet they're against, or well, they were. I think they're just way more chill now. My parents are still Catholic. And they were against like wizardry and Harry Potter and like, homosexuality for a while. But I'm like, you guys are gay wizards.
Do you want to hear a really crazy fact I learned? Apparently, wizard was like a name for a gay person.
What? Like before the magical term or
I
like,
think so. I saw it on TikTok. It's not verified. Robin, can you verify? Look up
Wow.
wizard gay person. I know
Wizard
Dumbledore
gay
will come up first, but I'm sure there will be more.
yeah. Do you know the context of that? in the
Or maybe
TikTok?
sorcerer? Sorcerer.
Okay, 15
We're gonna get to the
old-timey
bottom of this.
names for gay.
Old-timey names for gay. This will just be interesting education.
Wait, let's talk about the first time jizz happened. So it was
Okay.
the cum was post-communion,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. I experienced the body of Christ.
And then the
I
body
and then
of
I
JR.
jizzed. And then the body of me. Yeah. I don't remember my first jizz. I wish I did.
Okay.
Well, I used to jerk off in the shower a lot. That was
Apparently
a place.
that's the thing.
Yeah, for everybody.
In the shower, or like Ben says that he does it on the toilet with the shower on.
Huh. It's very specific. Is it for
Yeah.
there's like a privacy factor because when you first start,
That's
like,
what he's
masturbating,
like.
it's-
Boys are always in the bathroom. Like
Mhm.
that's what they're doing in there.
I would do it sometimes like under the blankets before bed too. Like I mean in the sense of like in my bed, especially when I couldn't jizz because there was just nothing
Yeah.
I had to worry about.
Yeah.
But like the shower was just perfect because it's like I'm in there, I have privacy. It's like, yeah, it was like a little tropical paradise for me to fiddle.
I love
Fiddle my
it.
diddle. But I think
love-
that, yeah.
No, go on.
No, I want to hear yours.
No, I was just saying I love a tropical paradise for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think my first like jizz was I think in the shower, and I didn't know what I couldn't tell what was going on because it was like it was like I said, it was a humid tropical thunderstorm anyway, and then I think that was where my first jizz happened, but it's a little unclear. We're gonna need Robin to verify that. Can you Google that?
Yeah, can you look that up, Rob?
You look, yeah, wizard sorcery, and also my first jizz.
Yeah. Well, I think we have covered a plethora of wonderful topics on this here episode. We didn't do a ton about environmentalism, but you guys, it was Earth Day, so care more about the environment. We'll plop some links below for more education, or you can read more educational things in our blog, Aftercare by Roxana Gonzalez. So check that out. Also, JR, where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah, so Instagram, JRDGUZ, TikTok, JRDEGUZ. YouTube, just look up my name, JR De Guzman. Same with Facebook. And I'm also, after talking with you guys, I'm working on a new podcast that's basically where I make a beat with a guest. We like make a song together. So, and we go
should make a song together one day, even if not on yours.
Sure.
Just maybe a sexy little boner song that is not the exactly My Little Pony song.
Yes, it's different. Is it My First Little Boner?
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony. And you really sing. I remember we were just hanging out and you were like play singing and I was like, you really sing.
Yeah, and I was like, ugh, you're crazy. But yeah, I like to sing and I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. But and they can also watch your quarter-hour special on Netflix. You guys, they're singing in that.
The comedy lineup, 15-minute special. There's a few things like I did the Kevin Hart Heart of the City show that was pretty popular on Facebook of all places.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So go check them out. And JR, I have to ask you a question. I have to ask everybody at the end of this, at the end of any sexual experience, which this has been. JR De Guzman, did you finish?
Just now?
Yeah.
A few times.
Okay, great.
A few times. I'm a multiple.
Thank you so much for coming.
A multiple finisher. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. See how my voice changed? That's my post-cum voice.
Yeah. Go grab yourself a cigarette.
Yeah. It's good for me. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you again for coming. And we will see you guys next time on How Come. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help, 'cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz